Hello YouTube! So I was wondering why the heck I had so many mobs spawning all around me. There actually was a blood moon last night. It was kind of a hairy thing for a second because I had to use this tape measure to do some measuring around here. And the reason I'm measuring is because I got a present from Eddie, and it's gonna make me let me do something really kind of cool. So let me just show you what that is. I'm going up here. So the blood moon is kind of an interesting phenomenon, which I want to investigate eventually, because I do actually have a device I found in a dungeon, which is a white stone. I'm going to give you a little preview of this thing. I did get into a little bit into growth craft. You saw last episode I did some stuff with the grapes and the rice and the hops. I haven't done anything else with it really, except I did build a couple of machines. I built a fruit press over here. I built the brew kettle over here, and I put a whole bunch of ferment barrels here. These are all currently empty because I haven't really done anything else with them other than just build the machinery. I'm going to get that when I get a chance. One thing I do want to get to when I can is get some mead. I want to get some bees. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to find growth craft bees. It's a lot easier, in fact, to find harvest craft. Those are everywhere. I think I found like 3 or 4 of those already. But the one from Growthcraft, I think they actually spawn a different part of the tree, so that's probably what the problem is. So this is the present I got from Eddie. Titanium and spare barrels. NEI says yes to compression into Galacticraft plates. Eddie. So this is really freaking cool. Let me show you why this is cool. So my concern. Oh, I already got some. My concern was that I thought that this stuff, titanium ingots from miracles. Let me just show you. I think there's actually 3 different types of titanium on this mod pack. There is Galacticraft titanium, which I might want to make into this compressed titanium, and there is also mariculture titanium, and there is, where's the next one? Okay, I was wondering about. Another one, Bites the Dust, which is the ore integration mod, does have titanium, so that's actually really good. And there's also titanium from nether ores. I didn't know that. That's actually kind of cool. And there's also titanium from Minechem, which is pretty much the same thing. Bear just collect tools from mob drops. Interesting. Okay, but apparently these are in fact all the same kind of material. So I think what that should mean, I think you can also aid for the barrels. That's going to come in handy when I want to do some. Actually, I'm going to do that in this episode, but I want to do it pretty soon. Is that once again, my 82 system is pretty freaking full. It keeps filling up all the time. So what I want to do is, I think, expand my second floor, my little loft area, into a true second floor. And I want to put a whole bunch of these barrels. Oh, nice jungle wood. I'm going to put a whole bunch of these barrels up here and then attach storage buses to them, which means I'm probably going to have to run some dense cable off of this ME controller, which I think each side of the controller can take like, I have to 16 or 64 channels. It's a lot of channels, but I'm going to have to use dense cable in order to connect it up there, because I'm going to need quite a few channels. Something like, well, I mean, I'll look into it. I think there's at least 6 things I can think of off the top of my head, which I am going to need to work on. Oh man, that thing is full. That's crazy. Stone is only the tip of the iceberg. Let's check this out and see if this actually functions. It should be pretty easy to test. I think all we have to do is we're making these titanium, so we just need to make 2 in a compressor. So if this works, we are actually going to skip. Yes, it is working. We are actually going to be able to skip 2 different tiers of Galacticraft technology and go straight into making a very cool thing I've been looking forward to for a while, and the reason I was using measuring tape. The short-range Telepad from Galacticraft. Now I'm going to make 2 of these things, and what these are going to allow me to do is, short-range telepads are used to transfer players and other living creatures short distances, 250 blocks. 250 blocks is actually quite a bit of distance. I'm very pleased with how far that is in my measurement. So let me just grab some other materials while that is processing up. I need some redstone. Oh, actually, you know what? I want to show you something kind of cool. I don't know exactly how this happened. It may have just been a bug fix, or maybe been a version update. But you know how in the last couple episodes I've had trouble with my ME wireless system because this thing took so much power? Check this out. Range 68.3 meters with 14 boosters. Now if I remove these, it goes to 16. Now, you guys, I have this on video. I mean, unless I went totally crazy, this thing only increased the booster by like 1 each. Maybe it actually increases exponentially. That could be why. It could be increasing it exponentially. That's why it isn't. So this thing actually used half as many as I need, not nearly as much power. So right now, it's not fully fixed because it's not gonna. Actually, let me double check my because it's been a little while. Whoa. Oh, I want to show you. I'll show you that in a minute. It's kind of cool. I've got the fertilizer. Actually, is this thing empty or does it still have? Yeah, that thing is so full. It's still running off of reserves from my last trip. Right now, the composter is inactive. I've got plenty of fertilizer in here, and this thing is full also. So once that fills, I'll do another run of it. But over here, on the very far edges of my base, the northeastern corner of my witchery island, I can do this. My wireless terminal is now fully accessible anywhere in my base camp. That is pretty awesome. It cost like a fraction of the power I thought it was going to, and a fraction of the materials, because those storage and those distance upgrades aren't exactly cheap. They're not exactly expensive either. So very pleased that I was able to do that. Oh, those of you who are interested in my ore processing, so I have the sag mill, and I've got the alloy smelter as my 2 primary means of ore smelting. And I just have 2 buffer chests right now. I've got iron chests on either side of it. Not the best way, but at the moment it's the best I have. I'm not that familiar with ME, either ME interfaces, the ones that allow you to interact with certain machines. So I need to work on how to learn how to use that. I've also got here my thermal expansion stuff, extruder, fluid transposer, all kinds of very cool things. Over here, of course, I have my planter import and my harvest export, which is now mostly full with great wood logs. That's going to come in handy in a little bit. I've also gone into, I'll show you this in a minute, I got into, this is also from Mine Camp. This is literally just the machines. Haven't really got anything farther than just that. But my processor here for processing ores works for the most part. There are, however, certain ores which don't really process well in either the sag mill, or I don't think the pulverizer and a redstone furnace from Total Expansion. I have to actually come out here with on me with my bloodwood hammer, my normal hammer, because this one actually is just silk touch, and break all these blocks. So it's a bit time consuming. You can see this is like maybe 2 or 3 cycles worth of checking my ME system, going through and say, oh, that one, stuff like peridot ore, silicon, which is actually surprising. Most of the Thaumcraft stuff that doesn't. Mostly Thaumcraft, gems, that kind of thing. So I have to come here, and malachite from Biomes of Plenty, come here and break all this stuff. Not the end of the world, but is a little time consuming. I think there is a way to automate using ME, maybe something about formation plates, but even that I'm not totally sure about. I think at that point you have to get into they're called autonomous activators with a hammer, or not a hammer, because we have pickaxe at that point, and then collect it using the I think it's called the annihilation plate. That one picks up items, so it could work that way, and I may automate that when I get a chance, but at the moment I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do right now is do what I said I'd do a couple minutes ago and get some materials. So let's get some ender pearls. I have a fair amount of ender pearls here. Not too shabby, not too shabby considering I have not run my auto spawner for its intended purpose of getting ender pearls in quite some time. I have a lot of redstone. That's 164 blocks there. Not too bad either. The other thing I need, what else do I need here? I lost count. Telepad, I need redstone. Oh, that's not it. Here we go. Redstone, ender pearls, glass. I think I have some glass, don't I? A little bit. I need to make some more. I actually don't have that much glass. Fortunately, I did make a foray into one of the local villages that I know of, and I went and I picked up a whole bunch of sand. So I'm full on sand. It's not full of glass. That's interesting. Oh, that's the steel. Sorry, wrong one. There we go. 32 compressed titanium. So let's make this stuff, shall we? I'm not sure if there is a wireless crafting terminal, but no, it is what it is. Let me make. I need some iron. I think I just saw. Oh, it's the steel. Let me grab the iron. In general, I will need more steel than iron, so I tend to make it just en masse. So I need 2 of these beam cores. make that. Then I need 2 short-range teleports. Now these things do have to be paired, as it says here, when linked to other telepads. The question is, how do you actually link these things? I'm actually not sure about that. What? Blood Moon was yesterday. How is it rising again? Ugh. Okay, let me look this up first. Galacticraft. I think it's about Galacticraft planets, because I'm pretty sure it's not in the core. Titanium. That's dash. There we go. Titanium. So there should be something in here about frequency or dimension, surface blocks, or energy beam receiver. Transfer energy using beams. I think that's more about power. I don't think that's actually about these telepads. How do you link telepads? That's actually a good question. Vines, eggs, terraformers. As you guys can see, I am totally prepared for this episode. Yeah, no ad-libbing here whatsoever. Ingots, cloth, beam core. Nose cone, valve. I'm actually not sure what a lot of stuff. Most of the stuff I'm looking at right now is either from the moon or from Mars. So this is pretty advanced. Yeah, Desh I think is actually from Mars. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Okay, so you know, maybe there's a GUI maybe there's a GUI that I can access that will show me. Oh, yeah, that is actually quite scary. Fortunately, as far as I know, we are safe here. I've got this place pretty well lit up, so we won't have to worry about anything spawning here, as far as I know. Although, if there is a space, the mobs will find it, and they will mess with me. And I don't really want to mess with them because where I'm going, there actually is a lot of mobs, and I could, you know, shoot them from the air, but that would take me a fair amount of time. Now the difficulty here is I do need. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Oh, it's kind of small actually, but I like the way the graphics look. That's cool. So let's go downstairs, and I could actually do it from up here, to be honest. Very tempted to right here, but it's right next to my bed. Now, I want to try and keep this honest as much as possible. So what I want to do is put it here at the sort of the very edge, because I don't know if this thing actually needs line of sight. It might. I hope it doesn't, but it might need line of sight in order to function. Let me drop one of these things. Okay, I'm going to put it, actually see if I can see it right over there. So I'm going to put this thing, let's put it, whoa. Oh, it's actually bigger than I thought it was going to be. Okay, well, I don't need all this area for Thermalcraft in any case. It looks like 2 UFOs. That is kind of cool. All right, so let me head over to the harbor base, Magical Forest Harbor Station, and drop off this other telepad. Now I'm hoping my best case scenario is that by default they are attached, but they probably will not be because they need power. Actually, I'm not sure how to power them, to be honest. So let's go about 3x3. So let's put it here. Not enough room. Oh, there we go. We got to break this a little bit. I don't want to get rid of this tree if I don't have to, but I will if I need to. I got to fix that when I get a chance. Let's try here. Yep, 3x3. Alright, so if I go on here, no effects. Yep, if I right click it. Okay, cool. So address -1, target address. Can I go +1? Okay. Invalid unique address. Oh, okay. So I guess that's not gonna work. Okay, so this address I'm gonna call 1, and address I'm gonna call 2. So. Okay, and also no power. So this thing does of course, need power. Not quite sure how to. Whoa, are those interesting? I wonder if those are inputs for power. Let's experiment, shall we? So let's get back over here. I'm very sorry that my jetpack is so slow. I have not had time to upgrade my jetpack. You know, I actually do have enough electrical steel right now in order to make a tier 2. I've just been doing all sorts of other stuff, not the least of which is, you know, making a telepad. So this one I'm going to call 2. Target address, I guess you have to set it every time. It's going to be 1. So they are valid, but it's no entry. So I did, this thing is now set. Now the hard part is going to be powering. Actually, the power is going to power the other one. This one's actually easy to power. Because all I have to do is grab. I'm assuming I don't need the upgrade. Oh wait, maybe I might. Now let's find out. Let's look at conduit. My ME. Grab a stack or so of each. Oh, those interested, it was approximately 78 east-west that is between those two. So that is about 1/3, I think, the distance that I could have put it. 250 blocks is actually pretty far. That's basically like chunk boundary, of this little boundary, which makes sense in a way. So let's see, over here, yep, I was right. Okay, so this is in fact hit from there. And I put it directly in line, so I need to piggyback off one of them. I think that's the source, so I might as well piggyback off that. And it might be faster if I do it. Oh, I hear zombies dying, skeletons dying. That's a wonderful sound. Let me see if I can hit this. Yep. I think I have, yeah, I definitely have enough power up here. I'll have to recharge my jetpack before I go down. I should have enough to do it here. I don't like having to measure my jetpack time in seconds. And I believe I still have the same problem that I had in Bevo's Tech Pack, that my jetpack seems to be, I may have overshot it by 1, it seems to be stuck in normal mode. And it should be able to switch into hover mode, but I don't think it's able to. Alright, so let's drop down. Let's see if Ender IO can connect to Galacticraft. Oh, looks good. Okay, so let me just check the conduit connector. Mode. Just on the safe side, I'm going to go insert only. So let's see if this thing is... Yep, okay, so it was red, now it is blue. So this is powered. It's actually a lot of power, so very cool. Now this thing is probably like most Galacticraft machines. It is going to draw power continuously, so it is going to be a draw on our power system. Hopefully it will not crash the system. It might, but we'll see about that. Okay, so the other problem is I'm also going to need a power system set up over by the harbor, and at the moment I don't actually have one. I could just, actually, yeah, for the sake of experimentation, I'm going to go and grab one of the capacitors here. It's actually running most of my other systems. Actually, I think I might take the one off the AE, because I think that's a little bit less essential at the moment. Let me just grab this. Okay, so now the AE system is going to run out of power pretty quickly, because the internal buffer is, oh, wrong way. The harbor is to the west of me. That's way is east. So it's going to run out of power pretty soon. Well, let's see if this works. Now it's probably not going to connect directly, but I think it should if I just put like 1 block away. Okay, so it's draining power. It's draining power. But got blue, so let's see what happens. I might have to right click. Let's find out. Oh, I think it changed color. Yep, it did. It did. It worked. Okay, so it's about like maybe a whoa. Okay, we're getting a little bit of lag here, so it's not perfect, but it works. Sweet, this thing works. I like it. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you very much.